Okay, now in this video, I want to explain how to put math symbols and math equations. First of all, one of the key points in LaTeX command is whenever we need a math equations, expressions, and symbols, it must be surrounded by a dollar sign. So for example, just to click any place like that and put the dollar sign. And let's say, what is going to be nice? Math equation. Okay, how about square root? Okay, you might need this one a lot of times. Then all the command in LaTeX comes with backslash. As you can see here, these are the command in LaTeX. So it comes with a backslash. Okay, so same as in math equation, right? Whenever we need math command, okay, to just any LaTeX command to produce math sign, it must be comes with the backslash. So and because this is math, it should be surrounded by dollar sign. Okay, so how about dollar sign and backslash and square root? The command, later command for square root is sqrt. So how about square root of 2? Then inside the square root, you might have a very long expression instead of just one letter or something like that. Sorry. And so whenever we have these types of command in and put something within that square root, it must be surrounded by braces, okay? Curly braces. Okay? And my keyboard is not working. Okay? Like that, right? And of course, this math symbol or math equation must be surrounded by dollar sign in LaTeX file. So you have to close this entire one with dollar sign. Okay, then you can put anything within that curly braces. Okay, so how about 2? Okay, or if you want to make sure, then how about x plus 2? Okay, then let's compile it. Then look at here, what happens? Can you see that? It's x square root of x plus 2 here. Okay, and whenever we change it, it's going to change. Okay, so because of these extra lines, it's changed and it treat as a one paragraph, right? So you have this indent. Okay, so how can you move this math equation or expression into the center of this paper, right? Most likely, whenever we have some math equations, we usually put that on in the center of the line, right? Of the paper. Okay? Then simply just put double a dollar sign around it. So that's the command. If you have only one dollar sign around it, it's inside the line. Okay? But if you put two dollar signs around it, then it asking to place them in the center of the paper. Okay, so let's compare these two. Can you see that? So let me put that a similar expression in here. Okay, and let me move this changing line steps. Okay. You don't need to change it, it doesn't matter, it's not going to change the line. So we have this command here and this command here and see what happens. Can you see that one? So that square root of x plus 2 is inside the line with other text. But this one is here. And the power of these two double dollar sign is even you don't put any lines around it, still you get the same result, right? Only difference is, yes, you don't have any another extra line, which means it doesn't treat as another paragraph, right? So you don't have any extra lines over there, right? But just same as before, okay? So that's the one. So key point is whenever you need to put a math sign, math symbols, math equations, you just need a dollar sign around it. But if you want to place that equation because if you want to empathize it or if it's really important one, whatever the reason is, so you want to put that one in the middle of this paper, then put the double dollar sign around it. So even you don't carry over the next line in this editor mode, still you get this centralized math equations. Okay. Now, one of the key point in LaTeX editor is if you put many spaces between two lines, actually the LaTeX editor recognizes this one as just one space. Okay? So what you see is not what you get. Okay? It's not WYSIWYG, okay? But it's with WIM, which means what you see is what you mean. Okay? So many spaces doesn't mean anything to the LaTeX compiler. Okay? So after you put it there, still that, it doesn't change anything. We already know 2 enter makes next paragraph, but how about 3 enters and more enters? Good here, it doesn't do anything. It only recognizes 2 consecutive enter keys. Okay? Then it understands, oh, we want to make new paragraph, right? After that, enters, just treat same as spaces. Okay, sorry again. Right, so, but there's no reason to make that much, right? So it's okay, but sometimes you want to put some comment for yourself, right? Then put this $, and this is for me, and blah blah blah, right? Whatever. It doesn't do anything on your result file. Okay? But after you put these ones, can you see that the colors for that comment part is changed to green? But when you hit enter and typed it, the color is not green anymore, which means this is not comment part. Okay? So meaning is to put some comment on this editor file, you can start with $. It only accepts until you hit the enter key, right? So the meaning is when you put all these wording and automatically carry over to the next line, actually it's not next line, right? It's just the same one line because you didn't hit enter key yet, right? But whenever you hit enter key, then it recognizes this is new line which is not belong to that comment line. Okay, so when you hit enter, the result ignore all this green part but accepting that last one because this line doesn't belong to there. Okay. Okay, so after that, everything is just math, right? So please check the chapter 3, especially section 3.10 in the one of the attached file. You can see here, right? This is PDF file. This is one of the famous LaTeX reference book, which is free and online, right? So you just download this one and especially look at chapter 3 and section 3.10. You can find all that math comments. Not all of them, but at least you can see some important comments for math. Okay, so all these comment comes with backslash, right? So backslash with zeta, eta, gamma, and less than equal, greater than equal, equivalent. Okay. One element in a set, right? Like that. Plus minus times. So you can see this one. You can use this one, and but there are many commands are missing here, like a square root and everything like that. So let me just mention a couple of things here. How about fractions? Okay. Like a over b. So for that, you need, okay, f of x is 1 over x. Then it's fraction form, right? So backslash frac will giving us that fraction forms. Then fraction forms comes with numerator part and denominator part, right? So you need 2 sets of these curly braces around it. And of course, don't forget to close with $. So that is numerator, right? So 1 plus x. Second set is for the denominator. So 1 minus x squared. Now how to make the square? Yeah, it's carry out. Okay. carry over, and 2. Okay? Makes explanation. Okay? So if you compile it, it's not clear right now because I have to make the video, so I just make it small, but in your monitor you can make it large, okay? And you can see the result. Okay? So f of x equals 1 plus x over 1 minus x squared. Okay? Like that. So that's the fraction command. Now, sometimes because it's equation, so you want to place this equals. If your expression has many equal signs altogether, then you want to place them in the same kind of column style. So it looks good, right? So most likely that comes with in the center, right? So you should start from double color sign and double dollar sign, and it's begin. Can you see that? And one of the choice is align, right? But another one is array. Okay, so let me use that one. Array. Then whenever you start begin in LaTeX command, you have to end with end array. What happens? I just hit enter. Okay? Then it produces all necessary parts like this, right? So it's way better than some kind of bad editor programs for LaTeX. Anyway, so this is my kind of recommendation. First one is you might need many math comments like that. Whenever you need it, please let me know. I'm going to send you that information for you. But a couple of things is like a frac. You're going to use this one a lot. And square root, SQRT, and begin array and see what happens. And let me explain the CC later, but you need this another set of curly braces. And inside you put CC. And you can see this and sign there, but let me put a, b minus c, x minus 1, and f of x equals x squared plus x. And don't forget double color sign. Okay, so let's just compile it and see what happens. Can you see that? What happens here? It really makes array of these inputs. Okay, a and b minus c, x minus 1, and f of x equals x plus 1. What happens here is, because of the CC, we expecting there are 2 columns. So number of these letters in this brace actually tell us how many columns we are going to make. Okay, 2 columns. And this and sign is actually separate the inputs for each column on that line. And this double backslash means carry over to the next line, right? So same thing. We don't need to carry over anything in here because we are not going to make any new lines, so we don't need to put anything there. Okay, can you see that? Then the way it's placing these inputs looks like it's centralized on each column, right? That's the meaning of this CC. So instead of C, let me put RC. R means the right. So the first column is arranged on the right hand side, okay, on that column, right? But the second column is still centralized. See? So instead of R, how about L, left hand side? Then the first column inputs are all arranged on the left hand side, right? So you have 3 choices here. For each column, you could choose R, L, or C. Okay? Just combination of these, and number of them, right? No matter what, it tells how many columns you want to make in this kind of table style. So because of this, you can put like this: f of x equals x squared minus 1, which is same as x minus 1 times x plus 1, right? And blah 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 later, right? And if you want, you can just add it, right? But let's see what happens. Right now, I don't want centralized for this because I want to arrange them on the left hand side. So the first column is arranged R, but there is only 1 entry, so it doesn't affect that much. But the second column is arranged to the left hand side. Can you see that? f of x equals x squared minus 1, which is same as like that, right? So you need this command, begin array, end array, with how you want to place your inputs, that information, and whatever you want to put there. And each column is separated by this end. And I don't like this personally. I mean, it's just small things, but there are this space between these two inputs and that space are different. I want to make same. How can you do that? Put another end after equal signs. So instead of 2 columns, I make 3 columns. And second column is centralized, third column is left-hand side one. Can you see that? And see what happens. Then I have same spaces around these equal signs. Can you see that? And it doesn't matter how you place it. And even if you just add up like this, right? It doesn't bother anything because the LaTeX compiler just understand this command is carry over to the next line, right? And there is no inputs, only space, and has end sign, which means no inputs in that column, so nothing there, and putting all this information there. Okay. So these are the kind of the basic for LaTeX with math equations, but you will need something more. But please just let me know if you cannot find that information from that PDF file. Okay.